This is one click. All righty, Shabbat Shalom, everyone. According to my screen here, it looks like we are broadcasting live. Let me just have a look at our Adat Ari El Facebook page and see if we're actually live there too. Hopefully we will be. We want to welcome everyone. Oh, there we are. There we are, yay! Okay, so we want to welcome everyone to our services for Shabbat and for Yontif. It is a pleasure to be able to be here with Cantor Aronoff, and just a kind of lovely way to bring in the Yontif season. So the services are modified a little bit. It's going to be a lot shorter because we don't do a full Kabbalat Shabbat. We actually do almost no Kabbalat Shabbat technically, but we're going to do a few Sukkot songs to kind of get everyone in the groove and in the mood. And then when we're davening, you'll notice that sometimes the nusach is going to change a little bit. It's going to be a little bit of a mix between Shabbos and Yontif and so forth. So it's very nice, and Cantor Aronoff does it seamlessly and beautifully. And speaking of things which are done seamlessly and beautifully, I'm going to turn things over to Cantor Aronoff to take it away.
Okay, Shabbat Shalom and Chag Sameach. So there are several wonderful Sukkot songs that have come out of Israel, and one of them is called Patish Masmer, which means literally hammer and nail. Personally, I don't use hammers and nails when I build my sukkah, but you can. Not everywhere in the sukkah are you allowed to use a nail, but only in certain places. So this song, Patish Masmer, says, let's get a hammer and a nail to build a sukkah for all the girls and boys. And, you know, maher, maher, hurry up. The time is upon us. And then we sing tach, tach. You know, that means bang, bang. That's the sound in Hebrew that a hammer makes when it is hitting a nail. Tach, tach. So you can join me with tach, tach. Here's Patish Masmer. Patish Masmer, nikach maher, sukkah livnot, banim banot, tach, 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 tach. Kaneh, kaneh, sukkah nivneh, kashet hagag, lichvod echag. Tach, 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 tach. Maher, maher, hazman doher, en pnai chakot, machar sukkot, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la, la la. Another Sukkot song that I really love is not as easy to sing along to, but you're going to love it if you don't know it already. It's called Shlomit Bona Sukkah. Shlomit is building a sukkah. The full title actually is Shlomit Bona Sukkat Shalom. Shlomit is building a sukkah of peace. This is a song by Naomi Shemer, that great Israeli poet laureate songwriter. Shlomit is building a bright green sukkah. She's very busy today, and this is not just any bright green sukkah. This is a sukkah of peace. Shlomit bona sukkah mu'eret viruka al keli sukkah hayom ve'ein zo stam sukkah mu'eret viruka shlomit bona sukkah shalom ve'ein zo stam sukkah mu'eret viruka shlomit bona sukkah shalom ki lo tishkach lasim lulav hadasim anaf shel arava yarok rimon b'toch halav v'chol perot hastav im reach bustanim rachok הסתיו עם ריח בוסתנים רחוק. ואז מתוך הסכך יציץ לו ויזרח כוכב בהיר כיהלום. שלום סוכת פלאים, מה טוב ומה נעים, שלומית בונה סוכת שלום. שלום סוכת פלאים, מה טוב ומה נעים, שלומית בונה סוכת שלום. I love that song. And finally, I want to end with a Sukkot song that I learned as a kid, I think, perhaps. It's called Orchim Lachag, the guests for the holiday. And of course, it's a tradition to have guests in your sukkah. It's a little harder this year, although I'm very happy that the rest of my family who doesn't live with me got tested, and so we're spending Sukkot together the first couple days, and that's beautiful. But in addition, we invite ushpizin, we invite special guests, Avraham Avinu, David HaMelech, other people, Sarah Imenu. So here's a song that is about inviting our guests to the Sukkah. Yom Tov Lanu Chag Sameach Yeladim Nagilana L'Sukkatenu Ba'oreach Avraham Avinu Baruch Haba Yachad et Achad Nachog Belulav Hadas Etrog Ho'each Nismach Me'od Uvehema Akal Nirkod. Now we're going to welcome the lulav into the sukkah. Yom Tov Lanu Chag Sameach Yeladim Nagilana L'Sukkatenu Ba'oreach Lulav Yarok Baruch Haba Yachad et Achad Nachog Belulav Hadas Etrog Oheach Nismach Me'od Uvehema Akal Nirkod. Last verse, I'd like to welcome Sarah Imenu. We have to change the words a little bit, the gender of the words, because Hebrew is a gendered language. I did not learn it this way when I was a kid. Sarah just wasn't invited, but now she is. Yom Tov Lanu Chag Sameach Yeladim Nagilana L'Sukkatenu Ba'orachat Sarah Imenu Brucha Habaa Yachad et Achad Nachog Belulav Hadas Etrog Oheach Nismach Me'od Uvehema Akal Nirkod.
All righty, my friends, a lovely little bit of Sukkot warming up there. But now we shift a little bit into some of the more traditional tefillot that we find in our Sidur. So I'm going to invite everyone to turn to page 27 for Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, the Psalm for Shabbat.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov Lehodot L'Adonai. L'Adonai, ulizamer l'shimecha elyon, tov leodot l'Adonai, tov leodot l'Adonai. Ulizamer Page 28 at the arrow. Sadikata marifrach ke'erez balvanon yiske shetulim beveit Adonai bechatzrot Eloheinu Yafrichu od yenuvun beseva deshenim vera'ananim yiyu lehagid ki yashar Adonai Tsuri velo avlatabo.
Alrighty, my friends, believe it or not, Kabbalat Shabbat in the can and done. That was it. And the idea here is that we do a brief Kabbalat Shabbat because the holiday itself brings with it a level of joy such that Kabbalat Shabbat is an extended one, is not seen as being necessary. Now, you'll notice that Cantor Aronoff is on the move. So what she is doing is she's actually going into her sukkah in order to light the candles. So she is moving her laptop and she's doing it very gingerly. And we're getting a nice kind of backward tour of Cantor Aronoff's house. And we're outside. And
Warmer out here than in there. Here's my sukkah. It's a little different than we normally have it. This is the first year we're having this. I bought this at last year's Hanukkah boutique at Adat Ari El. Just a little shameless plug.
Is that, by the way, is that the Ushpizin with the women on it?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, you know what? I bought that. If I could pick up my desktop, I would take us into our sukkah too. I bought that like 20 years ago.
Oh, well, I'm a little late in the game.
Huh?
I'm a little late in the game.
Yeah, but it's so beautiful. They have it, and you're right. We got it at the Hanukkah boutique.
Yep.
Stuff.
Yeah. And here's our beautiful table, decorated nicely. Let's see, how am I going to do this so that everybody can see the candles that I'm lighting? The candles are over here. I'd like to just let you know that these are beer bottles from Israel that an artist in Israel turned into candle holders. So I'm going to light, and I didn't bring my guitar out, but that's okay. We can still sing if we'd like to. And remember, it's Shel Shabbat v'Yom Tov. So here we go. La 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 Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav Vetzivanu lehadlik ner Vetzivanu lehadlik ner Vetzivanu lehadlik ner Shel Shabbat v'shel Yom Tov Yai lai 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 Yai nai 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 Yai nai 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 Nai, 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 nai. And I'd like to point out, this is the first day of the Chag. And so we say, Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, she'achiyanu v'kiyamanu v'higiyanu lazman hazeh. Chag sameach.
Chag sameach, Shabbos, all that good stuff. Alrighty, so I'm going to click onto the speaker view and I'm going to be doing a little talking. In fact, at this point in time, we're ready to say the following, which is in a few minutes, we're going to turn to page 39A for the call to worship the Baruch. But first,
a little Torah.
You know, when you say that, the speaker view shoots back to you, just so you know. All righty, my friends. So just a little tour before we begin our evening service. So one of the very famous lines that's not from the Torah that doesn't deal directly with Sukkot, but actually has a major impact, is a line from the Torah that comes from the Shirat Hayam, from the Song of the Sea that the Israelites sang after being rescued by God through the parting of the waters and the drowning of the Egyptians. And in the Song of the Sea that the Israelites sing to praise this moment, among the lines they say is, Ze Eli, this is my God, Va'anvehu, and I will glorify God. So the rabbis pick up on the Va'anvehu, and I will glorify God, and this becomes the source for the concept of Chidur HaMitzvah, the idea that any opportunity we have where we can beautify a commandment, we should take advantage of it. So for example, the decorations that we put up in a sukkah, or the care that we take in finding just the right kind of etrog and making sure that our lulav is really just kind of appropriate and it's not just kind of like loaded with all sorts of dead and dried up leaves. Like that attention to that detail, the beautification of the mitzvah, comes from the line in rabbinic tradition, Va'anvehu, and I will glorify God, because the idea being that the glorification of God occurs when we take the mitzvot and we beautify them. We don't just fulfill them as in the strictest, simplest way possible, but we put our heart and soul into it and make it a beautiful moment. However, in Iturei Torah, in this wonderful collection of Hasidic commentaries, it says the following: Ze Eli Va'anvehu. Ze Eli, Anvehu, Vanvehu means focusing on beautification of the ritual. Ze Eli, this is my God, according to Iturei Torah, means the following: this is my God as a way of, I should act godlike. This is my God is one who clothes the naked. Ze Eli, this is my God is one who buries and takes care of those who passed away. Ze Eli, this is my God is the one who goes to visit those who are sick. There's all sorts of qualities, compassion and kindness that are associated with God, Ze Eli. And I have to act out those as well as Va'anvehu, as well as beautify the mitzvot. And what Iturei Torah is trying to get at here is the following: there can be sometimes a tremendous focus on the rituals of religious life as we seek to beautify them, as we seek to elevate them, as we seek to bring them into our lives in such a way that they themselves are inspiring and help us connect with and show our connection and our love for the divine. However, that doesn't mean anything if you haven't done the first part, Ze Eli, if you haven't acted in a godly manner. It's not enough to just do the ritual and beautify it. One has to combine the ritual with one's ethical behavior. Now, in a lot of Jewish communities, there's this tremendous focus on the ethics, almost to the dismissal of the ritual. But when you combine these two lines together, Ze Eli Vanvehu, we realize that the ritual and the ethics support one another. Our ethics and our behavior, when done in an appropriate divine-like manner, when we are imitating the divine, our ethics are a way of bringing God into this world through our very deeds. Va'anvehu, and I will glorify God, the ritual and the beautification of the ritual reminds us. It serves, if you will, almost as a mezuzah, reminding us that our job is, in fact, to beautify the world around us. And how do we do that? Ze Eli, by acting in a godly manner and walking in godly ways. And so when we combine these two verses, we realize that the ritual and the ethical go together, and that the rituals, like Sukkot, are beautiful in and of themselves, but they're also to remind us of how it is that we want to go out into this world and how we want to be when we are in this world as well. And that, my friends, is your Torah your little Torah. I get that confused. I flip back to that, your Torah in two. I like that, but I got to remember, I'm not doing that anymore. It's the videoing, because I used to always video that. I figured it out that's why I connected it. Anyway, sorry about that slight little kind of distraction there. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. We now turn to page 39a, and I invite everyone out there to please rise for the call to worship the Baruch Hu.
This is definitely your little Torah. I mean, that is the tradition, and I knew where you were going with that, Torah in 2-bit, but this is your little Torah.
Little Torah, I know. Your
little Torah. Okay, Baruch Hu. This is the Yantif Nosach for the Baruch Hu. Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bidvaru u'ma'ariv b'chokhmah ma'potach. El Chai v'Kayam Tamid Yimloch Aleinu Le'olam Va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'ma'ariv Aravi.
Amen. Nahavat Olam, page 40, followed by the Shema, page 41.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ahavta Torah u'mitzvot Chukim u'mishpatim Otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu V'shochmeinu Nasiach bechukecha V'nismach b'divrei Toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki hem chayenu Ve'orech yameinu Uvahem neged yomam v'layla V'avatcha al tasir mimenu li'olamim Baruch atah Adonai Ohev amo Yisrael Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha B'chol levavcha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol miodecha Ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha Veshinantam levanecha v'dibartam V'shivtecha v'veitecha u'vlechtecha b'derech u'shochbecha u'tchumecha u'kshartam le'od al yadecha v'hayu letotavot b'neinecha u'chtavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'v'sharecha v'hayan shalom.
We continue with the second and third paragraphs of the Shema, page 42.
Adonai Elohechem emet ve'emunah kol zov v'kayim aleinu. Malchuto beratzon kiblu aleihem Moshe uMiriam uBnei Yisrael lechanu shira b'simcha rabba v'yamru chulam Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha nedar b'kodesh nora tehilot Sefele nora teilot sefele malchut chara uvanecha bokei hayam lifnei Moshe ze eli anu v'yameru Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed v'ne'emar kifada Adonai et Yaakov u'gyalo miyad chazak mimenu baruch ata Adonai gal Yisrael Ashkivenu
Top of page 45, Hashkivenu.
Ufiros aleinu sukat shlomecha Baruch ata Adonai Apare sukat shalom aleinu V'al kol amo Yisrael V'al Yerushalayim
Amen.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-shabbat la'asot et ha-shabbat לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובין בני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם אותי לעולם ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת זאת את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וביום השביעי שבת וינפש שבת וינפש ביום השביעי ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם וידבר משה את מועדי אדוני אל בני ישראל יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה.
Amen.
בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי בחיי חון וביומי חון ובחיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב יאמרו אמן.
Amen.
יהי שמי רבה ונברך לעולם ולעולמי עולמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי לקדושה בריחו לעילא מן כל ברכתה ושירתה תושבחתה ונחמתה דמירן בעלמא ויאמרו
Amen.
אמן.
We turn now to page 306 in our Sidurim, in our prayer books, where we find the Amidah for tonight. It goes from page 306 to page 314. It is the Yontif Amidah, and because it's Shabbat, just want to invite everyone and remind everyone to add in the additions for Shabbat itself. Begins page 306.
השבת הזה ואת יום חג הסוכות הזה זמן שמחתנו ביאהבה מקרא קודש דרך ליציאת מצרים. יעלה ויבוא ויגיע. חג הסוכות הזה.
Amen. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabba
Le'olam le'om ve'om Yitbarach v'ishtabach v'yitpar v'yitruman v'yinaseh v'yidadar v'yidela v'yidela shmei d'kudisha
Barichu.
Le'ela mikol v'rchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata daniran v'yama v'imeru.
Amen.
Amen. Titkabel tzloton u'valton t'chol Yisrael kodam avuhani v'shmaya v'imeru.
Amen.
Amen. Yesh lam rabba min shemaya v'chaim aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'imeru.
Amen.
Amen. Ohoseh shalom b'mromav u'ya'aseh shalom. Aleinu v'kol Yisrael v'kol yoshvei tevel v'imeru. Amen.
Oh, no, I wasn't going to be left out of that one, Judy. No way. All righty, my friends, we turn to page 56 for Aleinu. I invite everyone once again to please rise.
Aleinu l'shabeach ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו בהם, וגורלנו ככל עוונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא, שהוא נוטה שמיים ויוסר הארץ, ומושב יקרו בשמיים ממעל, ושכינתו זו בגודל מרומים, הוא אלוהינו אין עוד, אמת מלכנו אפס זולתו, כך כתוב בתורתו, ידעת היום בהשיבותה אל לבבך, כי אדוני אלוהים בשמיים ממעל, ועל הארץ מתחת אין עוד. כי המלכות שלך היא עולם יתמוך בכבוד, ככתוב בתורתך, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
We now turn to page 59, where we find Psalm 27, the psalm for this season.
לדוד אדוני אורי וישי ממהרה, אדוני מעוז חיי. אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני אותה אבקש, אחת שאלתי מאת אדוני אותה אבקש, שבתי בבית אדוני כל ימי חיי, לחזות בנועם אדוני ולבקר בהיכלו, לחזות בנועם אדוני ולבקר בהיכלו, כי יצפנני בסוכה ביום רעב. שמרנך מיקרא וענני לך. לוליהם ענתי לראות בטוב אדוני בארץ חיים, קווי אל אדוני, חזק באמץ ליבך, וקווי אל אדוני.
We now turn to page 58 for the Mourner's Kaddish, and as we prepare to say the Mourner's Kaddish, we are observing in the coming week the following yard sites: those of Elka Barkfield, Alan Bloomfield, Morris Jacob Burton, Dorothy Friedman, Jenny Kallick, Manuel Lieber, Jean Redstone, Anna Weisbaum Sigmund, Jordan Barness, Adolf Basel, Bruce Allen Davidson, Frank Fishkin, Marsha Kellerman, Robert Levine, Miriam Sheldon, Jonas Summerman, Eli Superstein, Rachel Burke, Lauren M. Fife Jr., Dr. Ruben Kaufman, Bernard Kramer, Sarah Laffer, Regina Slomiak, Mary Stavros, Trudy Weber, Sydney Dermer, Molly Frankel, Sam Greenberg, Pearl Greenswag, Estelle Rudolph, Lillian Schoenberg, Sylvia Marcus Shames, Mary Weinberg, Moa Tan Wu, Lon Mikovsky, Jake Genesove, Joseph Hennig, Jacob Josephberg, Goldie Linaski, Rebecca Nichols, Carl Perstein, Lena Berkowitz Tepperman, Mildred Wagner, Samuel Cheen, Alan Fischler, Lawrence Laffer, Dorothy Marsh, Roberta Brayman, Tilly Dauber, Judith Faden, Tilly Gluck, Milton Gervis, Irvin Gusto, Sophie Katz, Morris Landsman, Shirley Leaf, Hazan Allen Michelson, Phyllis Schechter, Aaron Becker, Sam Chalik, Charles Cabert, Joseph Kreisberg, Herman Ratner, Alexander Siegel, and Clara Smith. We now turn to page 58 and invite anyone who's currently reciting the Mourner's Kaddish or observing Yahrzeit, are going to be observing Yahrzeit this week, to please rise and join with me on page 58 for Kaddish Yatom for the Mourner's Kaddish. Yitz Gadal v'Yitz Kadash Shemei Rabbah v'Alma Divrach Yirutei v'Amlich Malchutei v'Chayechon v'Yomechon v'Chayei Dechol Beit Yisrael v'Agala u'Bizman Kari v'Yimru. Amen. Yehei Shmei Rabbah Mevarach Le'olam Olomei Almaya. Yitbarach v'Yishtabach v'Yitpa'ar v'Yitramam v'Yitnaseh v'Yitadar v'Yitaleh v'Yitalal Shmei Dekudesha Le'elah min kol birchata v'shirata tushbachata v'nechamata da'amiran v'alma v'imru. Amen. Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. All righty, my friends. So we have a few more prayers just to conclude. First with Yigdal, and then Cantor Enoff is going to take us back into the Sukkah for Kiddush. So page 62, Yigdal.
Anything else you want to say about the rest of tomorrow, the next day?
Oh, I was going to save that for while you were walking through.
Oh, okay.
That was going to be my filler.
Okay, filler's good. Filler is good. All right, Yigdal, this Italian Sephardic melody that I like. Yigdal Elohim Chai ve'yishtabach nimtzav yenei tel metziuto echad yen yachid keyichudo nelam vegam ein sof le'achduto en lo demutad guf v'eino guf lo na'arach elav שפן נבואתו נתנו, אל אנשי סגולתו ותפארתו. לא קם בישראל כמו שעוד נביא ומביט את תמונתו. תורת אמת נתן לימואל, היה נביאו נאמן ביתו. לא יכל לפועל ולא ימיר דתו, לעולם לזולתו. צופה ויודע סתרנו, מביט לסוף דבר בקדמתו. מקץ ימים משיחנו, לפדות נחכה קץ ישועתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיית שם תהילתו, מתים יחייל ברוב חסדו, ברוך הדיית שם תהילתו.
Okay, so as Cantor Aronoff makes her way once again through her house into the sukkah in order to do kiddush, just a few acknowledgments. First, I want to acknowledge and thank Cantor Aronoff for leading us so beautifully in Yontif and Shabbos services, and for sharing your sukkah with us. Really appreciate that. Just want to remind people that coming up tomorrow morning, we have our services at 9:30, live streaming here through our Facebook page. I believe we're also on YouTube. And we invite you to join us there. We're very fortunate to be having Joette Labinger as our Darshanit for this coming Shabbat. And also during the week of Sukkot, one of the things that we've been trying to do during this pandemic is really up some of our program, both in the build up to the high holidays and during Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. But we also threw in a few things there for your pleasure, for a little bit of fun, and a little bit of opportunity to gather virtually in the sukkah as well. So we have a number of programs coming up during the week, and I just invite you to go look at your Shabbat Shalom email to check out the different programs. I believe there's a trivia night and there's a script read, so some fun stuff there. And it's all on our website and all on our calendar. So with that having been said, I want to wish everyone Shabbat Shalom and hope to see you all tomorrow starting at 9:30. And I'm now going to turn things back over to Cantor Aronoff, who's now in her sukkah.
I'm now in my sukkah. Can I say something about your announcements? I mean, can I just sort of like elaborate for a moment?
Sure.
The trivia thing is Sunday evening, I believe, and the script read is Wednesday evening. So both really fun, terrific things with Rabbi Yarkin. The other thing, and it's never too early to plug the Alkali concert.
I knew you were going there.
Yeah, because it's only in 3 weeks.
And who's coming? Who is going to be here for the Alkali concert, Cantor Aronoff?
Oh my God, it's David Broza. David Broza is gonna play for us live on Sunday evening, October 25th, 5 p.m. our time, so 5 p.m. You don't need to know what time it is for him where he'll be playing. 5 o'clock, you need to be here. He is, if you don't know him, he is an internationally renowned singer, songwriter, and guitarist. You've never seen or heard anybody play guitar like him. He is just awesome. So, save the date.
All right.
Right now, I'm going to turn to page 79 because I think that's where the Kiddush is.
It is indeed.
And also, I will stand. I'm not going to do Yom HaShishi because I'm going to wait for when my family gathers for the meal. I will start with the Kiddush. We put in all the Shabbat stuff. And because it is the first night, we do Leishev Basuka before Shehechianu, according to the Lev Shalem. It's always a matter of discussion.
Always.
Sorry, I believe the sound of the air conditioner is also in the background. I apologize for that. But we're fortunate to have it. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bachar banu mikol am, v'romamanu mikol lashon, v'kiddeshanu b'mitzvotav. V'titen lanu Adonai Eloheinu b'ahava, Shabbatot limnucha, u'moadim l'simcha, chagim u'zmanim l'sason, et yom haShabbat hazeh, v'et yom chag haSukkot hazeh, zeman simchatenu b'ahava mikra kodesh, zecher litziat Mitzrayim, ki banu v'acharta v'yotanu kiddashta mikol ha'amim, v'shabbat u'moadei kodshecha, B'ahava uvratzon, b'simcha v'sason, inchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat v'Yisrael, v'hazmanim. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, אשר קידשנו במצוותיו וציוונו לשב בסוכה. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
Amen.
Baron Herzog Chardonnay.
Ooh.
Yummy, yummy.
I'm still a Kedem grape juice kind of guy, but anyway, I really like that.
That's just because Rabbi Silver got her way. So you got used to that.
It's true. It's true. So listen, everyone, thank you so much for joining us. Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, all that good stuff. Again, Cantor Aronoff, thank you so much for leading us through the services so beautifully. And everyone have a great evening and look forward to seeing people tomorrow and through the week, through the minions that we're doing, through the various programming, all sorts of different ways to connect. Hope to see you throughout the week.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach.
Shabbat Shalom, Chag Sameach, everybody.